morning, everyone. Paul McMann here with Forex Smart Trade. So glad you could be with me this Thursday morning, July 21st, here at Forex Smart Trade. Our mission is to make you a successful currency trader, and we do that by teaching you how to use our super accurate proprietary trading indicator, which has been around for almost a quarter of a century. And we supplement that with personalized one-on-one training, which we think is the best and most efficient way to learn how to currency trade. And we're so confident in how well our tools and training work that we offer a guarantee. And that guarantee is that once you have been trained, we will let you trade with our money and split what you make. So what could be better? With that, we need to go ahead and listen to this guy before we get started. So let's do that, and we'll take it from there.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker. We make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
One of the great things about the program is that we do these live trades twofold. One is for educational purposes, so that you can learn from an experienced trader doing their analysis. And two is to demonstrate how well the indicators work, so you can verify the accuracy for yourself. When you become a member, we do a live trade in the morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time. That tends to be a little scalp trade. We do a long-term trade at 6 p.m. in the Eastern time. That tends to be a 30 or so pip trade where they're looking for lots of pips. And then we have an in-between trade at 10 p.m. Where they're focused on Australian pairs. So lots of opportunities to trade. When you're in the light program, you get kind of a limited schedule. I like to trade off of a checklist, and every day I want to make sure my green chart is connected, as well as my MetaTrader 4 and live. And with green chart, it is good to restart the program every day to turn it on and turn it off, so that the memory's cleared and it operates better. And they're constantly doing updates to it to improve the performance. Excuse me. At the end of every day, it is a good habit to kind of check out what happened and what could have been done better. On Tuesday, we took a trade and actually just closed this morning on the NZD's Swiss franc. I would have probably done something. I wouldn't have let it run this long for 2 days, but since we took it together, I let it run this long. And this morning I was going to take action on it, but it kind of fixed itself. So the signal was a good signal. When we did our analysis in terms of what we could have done better, we went for a few too many pips. It did move. We went for 15 pips. It moved about 12 pips. And it went down to that 12 pip spot 3 or 4 times. And it should have probably just closed it when we saw it was, when it was bouncing off of that spot. So there was kind of a mini resistance line there. off of this trade that I'm doing, the 10-point trade, it does require some analysis versus like the 5-and-1 trade that we teach you in when you're a light, where it's 3 pips. If you see this and this, it equals 3 pips, or on the thick orange line trade where it's 5 pips. The 10-point trade requires some analysis in terms of figuring out what it's worth. So I went for a few too many. So given that we are technical traders, we want to know what news there is that might impact currency. So to do that, we take a look at forexfactory.com. Forexfactory.com breaks news items down into 3 categories: low impact, which is the yellow; medium impact, which is the orange; and high impact, which is the red. And we have a bunch of red items on the euro coming up at 8:15 Eastern time this morning. So we do not want to take a look at, or we do not want to trade. And if you look at the euro, it looks like some of the news is already kind of leaking, because there's a little bit of movement going on beforehand. I like to stay out of an item 2 hours beforehand, so that we're not impacted by the kind of the pre-announcement creep. So other than that, we've got kind of clear sailing. So let's go ahead and get into it. The chart that I will be trading off of this morning is the light 6 major. And it is one of the standard charts. And it is a composite chart. It's showing us 6 different currency pairs on a 1-hour candle. This trade that I'm doing is something called the 10-point trade. And with it, I'm basically trying to get all the lines to line up. So I start with the middle section of the chart, which is the majors and minors. And I am looking for situations where the red and green line is the major indicator, the black and gray is the minor indicator. I'm looking for situations where these lines are either below this horizontal red line, which is the oversold line. When we are oversold, that is a buying opportunity. Or when the lines are above the blue line, the blue line is the overbought line, that is a selling opportunity. And specifically, I want to see all the lines going up when we're oversold, and that is what we have here. So I'm looking for 3 things: 1, that we're oversold; 2, that all the lines are going up, and they are; and 3, that I've got this kind of crossover where the green line is crossed over the red and the gray line is crossed over the black. So I've got 3 points here. Other thing I like about it is that the green line on the major indicator is going from less steep to more steep. I prefer the green line to be a little bit steeper, but we do have 3 points here. When I have 3 points here, I'm going to jump up to the top section of the chart, which is the TNT. And I want to see how many lines agree with what I'm seeing here, which says buy. The 2 orange lines are saying buy. The 2 blue lines are also saying buy. When blue goes down, the blue lines are inverted. So when blue is going down, that says buy. So all 4 are telling me buy. I want to have at least 3 of the 4 telling me buy. Here I've got all 4, so that's kind of a perfect scenario. Then I'm going to jump down to the TNTs, and on the TNTs, on the pressure, I want the pressure either going up or the green line on top, and I have neither here. So I'm going to pass on this trade. what I'm trying to do is get agreement across all three sections, because each section is measuring something a little bit different. And when I get that agreement, I have the highest probability of having a good trade. So I'm just going to bide my time or look through the various pairs till I see that setup that I want. So I don't quite have it here. This is soft down pressure. What makes it soft down pressure is the slope of the line isn't that steep, and there's a big gap between the lines, kind of going sideways. But still, I want either the green line on top or the lines going up. So nothing here. Euro USD, we've got kind of similar to what we saw on the AUD USD. Everybody's going up. I've got 3 of the 4 lines here, but again, down pressure, so nothing. Again, nice setup here. Actually, this setup here is a little bit better than on the pound dollar, is better than the setup that we saw on the Australian dollar. What makes it better is that the green line is steeper here than it is here. So the steepness of the line matters, but I do have the setup. 3 points here, 4 points here. Down pressure. This is a little bit better, but the green line still isn't on top. What makes this pressure a little bit better is look at the slope of the green line. This green line is slightly going up. I want both lines going up or the green line on top. But this green line going up, I like. And that's why you're seeing this little bounce here on the candle. But again, it doesn't meet my criteria for my trade setup. So I want to keep going till I see what it is that I want. I've tested this a lot. I know when I see what I want, it for the most part, it's going to be a good trade. USD Canadian overbought. Majors aren't going down yet. They're going sideways. So we're going to pass. USD Swiss franc. We're kind of in the middle of the channel. The majors are going sideways. USD yen. Overbought. Everybody's going down. I do have the double cross where the red and the black are on top. However, I'm not crazy about the steepness of the line, but I do have the 3 points here. I've got 4 points here. I don't have the pressure and agreement. Generally, the USD is driving this, and if you don't have it on one, you won't have it on any. So we've got up pressure. The slope of the green line is coming down. The lines are converging. This red line will cross over the green soon, but it's not yet. So we've got nothing here. What I've done is I've cloned this chart and made a second one. And actually, I've got 4 of them with just different currency pairs. So it allows me to just go through and scan and see if I see what I like or what I'm looking for. Euro pound, we're kind of in the middle of the channel, more than halfway. Australian dollar, yen, middle of the channel. We're not quite halfway. The majors never really got oversold. What I don't like here is that the green line is going from more steep to less steep. There's a little kink in it here. It's kind of straightening up a bit, but it's halfway. It's touching this halfway line. I like to take the trade if it is less than halfway, because what I want to do is I want to get a run from one end of the oversold to the overbought. And if I can get that run, so kind of like what we're seeing here, if you're able to catch catch the trade right here where it starts to cross, you've got a 21 pip trade and it still hasn't run through the channel yet. That's what I'm looking for. Euro, Canadian dollar in the middle of the channel. Majors are kind of sideways. Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar overbought. Majors are still going up. Minors have turned. Pound yen just approaching overbought. Euro Australian dollar, we've got the 3 points here, but we're touching the halfway line. 2 lines coming down, 2 orange lines coming down, dotted blue going up, so 3 points here. And we do have this is sideways versus down, and the green line is on top versus the red line on top. This is almost coming down, but we're not going to take this wire, and we're going to take it because it's got the euro in it, and the euro is going to be, it's got some news in the next hour and a half. Canadian dollar, yen, we're in the middle of the channel, kind of going sideways. Euro, New Zealand dollar, overbought, going sideways. Pound, New Zealand dollar, overbought. Majors are going up. Minors have started to turn. Yen, New Zealand dollar, yen. Minors are going up. Majors are kind of going up. This is really sideways. I don't want to fool around with it. New Zealand dollar, USD. We've got 3 points here. Again, I'm not crazy about the slope of the green line. It's less than 45 degrees. I want it to be more than 45 degrees. I've got the 4 points here with the 2 orange lines going up, dotted blue and thick blue coming down. But again, my pressure, as we saw on all the other USD pairs, I've got down pressure with red on top. I want either up pressure or green on top. So nothing, it's not ready yet. And Euro Swiss franc, oversold. Minors are going up. Majors are sideways, so nothing there. We'll go to the last group. Australian dollar, Canadian. We were oversold. Everybody's going up. I've got the double cross, so 3 points here. I don't mind that the minors have run through the channel. I care about the position of where the major indicator is. So 3 points, 4 points here, Australian, Canadian dollar. And we're very close here. We've got sideways pressure. The red line is going up. The green line is horizontal, it looks like to me. Is that going? Yeah, there it is. It's going up. So we've got up, very weak up pressure here. Very weak up pressure. In fact, you can see there's like a little kink in the line here. In this, the green line is getting a little more steep. It's going from less steep to more steep. So if we go back to my kind of trade rules, I'm looking for the setup. And what I want is 7 points with a point from each section. So I found that. So now what I want to do is I want to confirm the setup. And I am going to confirm the setup by going to a full chart. And let me just write this down here because my memory stinks. AUD Canadian. It's the middle of the night for Australian dollar, but it's morning time for the Canadian dollar. And as long as one of these are morning time, I'm good with it. So what I want to do is I want to take a look at the multiple time periods and confirm that the setup is good. And specifically what I'm going to be taking a look at is what is going on with the 2-hour and the 4-hour chart. So let us change this to AUD Canadian. And we're going to save it. On the 2-hour chart, basically what I am looking for is I want to see the lines oversold. Same with the 4-hour chart. And the thinking here is that if everybody's oversold, if the 2-hour and the 4-hour chart are oversold, and this weakens a little bit, I will still get the trade because of if the market's oversold, at some point it's going to go up. So it's just going to take a little bit longer for it to happen. We didn't quite reach oversold here. The lines don't need to be going up. In this case, they are. We don't have the double cross here. And in this case, the majors are going up actually pretty strongly here. And I've got the green line on top. This is like an almost. Here, the on the 4-hour chart, it did get oversold. The majors did get oversold, and it's turned. Here, it didn't quite run all the way down. The next part of my analysis is, like, I'm not entirely bought on this, but I guess I want more information, and that more information is let me see what the trade it might be worth, and that'll kind of help me with my decision. So to see what the trade might be worth, I'm going to go to a clean chart. And if you could, please mute yourself if you haven't muted yourself. So we are going to go to AUD, CAD. And the trend here isn't quite. We've got an uptrend to here and kind of a sideways trend here for the last 2 days. So we don't have a clear trend right now. The reason I want to know the trend is that is going to help me with here, let's do this lock line, horizontal line. I want to know where the support and resistance is. Support and resistance are spots where the candles seem to naturally stop. So right in here, it's stopping, stopped in here a bit, right in here a bit. And I'm going to put a line above and a line below. And on the Euro USD, these lines tend to be about 30 or 40 pips apart. So here it stopped, here it stopped, here it stopped, here it stopped, over here it stopped. I want to know where these lines are because I don't want to trade through them. Here it stopped, over here it stopped, over here it stopped. What's going to happen is as it moves, as the price moves, it'll hold up a little bit. And because I want to get in and get out, I don't want to trade through that line because it's just going to make the trade take longer. You have a higher efficiency if you don't have to trade through that line. The longer the trade stays open, the more risk that something bad can happen, where the circumstance can change, and you end up getting stopped out. So since I don't want to get stopped out, I'm going to take what the market gives me. And if I know where those lines are, I can trade up to that line and then take my profit and go on to the next trade. So right here it stopped, right here it stopped. So now that we've got some lines in here, let's open this up so we can see it a little bit better. And I want to know how much room. So here we have an uptrend, but as I said, it looks like for the last day and a half, we've been in this channel. I want to know how much room I have to the support and resistance line. So I've got 20 pips up and 11 pips down. So this is 30 pips. And we are looking at a we're looking at a buy trade. So 6 pips to the candle a couple hours ago, and 13 pips to the candle 3 hours ago, and then 20 pips up to this line. Let us go back and just take a look at the signal one more time. I think we can take a 10 pip buy on the US or on the Australian Canadian dollar. 10 pip buy on the Australian Canadian dollar. We'll take half of what's there. So I'm going to open up my MetaTrader 4, or you can do it on your simulator. I'm going to find the pair Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, and I don't have that open. So I'm going to go to File, New Chart, and it's going to probably be in this third group, Australian dollar, Canadian dollar right here. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to change it to the 1 hour, so I'm kind of looking at the same thing. The spread is okay. It's 1 pip on a 10 pip trade. That's okay. So we are going to then go to this second row and go to New Order. I'm going to open up this chart. My volume is going to be a function of what I have in the account. I've got $6,900. This is a demo account. So my volume is going to be 0.69. Can be depending on how many trades you like to have open. If you move this decimal spot over 4 places, that you can have 2 trades open. If you want to have more than 2 trades open, then half that number. So 0.69, I'm not going to worry about the stop loss or take profit right yet. Market execution, buy. I'm just going to click buy by market. It records it. I right click anywhere along the record of the trade, go down to modify. Now I'm going to add my stop loss. So we're going for 10 pips. So 10 pips equals 100 points. If I click this little blue button, it does the math for me. And Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, we're going to go for a 3-to-1. So I'm going to put 30 pips, but I want to see kind of where that is. So we'll go for a 3-to-1. Click the red copy as button. It does the math for me. Then go to modify, click that. and it drops the lines in. And I want to see where things are. So I'm happy where it hasn't traded here in the last couple days. So we are outside. It looks like there's a resistance line actually right here. We are kind of below. The resistance line is right up here. So we're kind of, we're below that. So we took a buy on the AUD Canadian dollar with a take profit of 0.88863, 0.88863, and a stop loss of 0.88462. Stop loss of 0.88462. I would expect this trade to close within the next 1 to 3 hours. Okay, gang, let's see. We've got one comment here. Okay. Thank you for joining me. We are here to make you great traders. We will make you great traders. We're so confident in that. We're going to trade company funds. If you have questions, reach out to your coach or schedule an appointment with me. Thanks so much for being here. We will see you again on Monday evening. Bye-bye.